Welcome everybody to the Dirty Air podcast for episode number 6. Yeah, we just had an eventful race in Martinsville, and how you doing, Brian? I got my co-host here, Brian, tonight.
I'm trying to keep it together. I'm still a little bummed, but it's okay. We did good, and it's the consistency that will uh perform the success. So just
Yeah,
sucks that we were so close, but that's how it is.
definitely. We had an eventful. Well, I don't know if we had an eventful race.
It's kind of boring, honestly. It
Yeah,
was very boring from our perspective.
we ran top five all race. Get to the point here. Pretty much ran top five
Qualified,
all race. What
we
we qualified
qualified
10th?
10th,
Yeah,
and then there was a couple early cautions, and pretty much every restart gained a couple of positions. So eventually, I think we made our way up to fifth, and then just kind of slowly started picking them off. Got up to second at one point, just kind of right in between that second and fourth range, just the whole race. And so it was good. We've lost Zach. Houston, Houston, can you find Zach? Over, over.
okay. Everybody hear me now? I think we're coming through. Okay, I don't know why it's doing that.
That's weird.
Yeah, you keep telling them about the race, Brian. I'm gonna fix this while we're going.
The race, okay. Well,
Sorry about that,
yeah, like I
guys.
said, we've got some technical difficulties as usual. You know, ain't got quite all the kinks worked out, but we'll get there. And eventually, we'll kind of start spreading this thing around some, and get on some other platforms. We just got to find the time to do it. But anyway, the Road to Pro race, qualified right around 10th. Uh, I don't qualify that good at Martinsville. But we had a good car. I think it had about another tenth and a half in it. And I just needed to find it, but I screwed up the lap, so uh, that happened. But then, uh, yeah, like I said, kind of picked off cars one by one, and it just caution after caution, pretty much. I think the longest run was probably about 20-25 laps, and track position was so important that the tires never fell off that I think we pitted maybe 2 or 3 times that whole race, and probably the last half of the race we didn't even pit. We may have pitted once at like lap 120 something, but after that we never pitted again, and
Yeah, I think I'm back. Yeah,
that
there we go. I'm
sucked.
good. I fixed it.
You back?
Yeah. Um. Yeah. Just
Yo,
what
Bobby.
up, Bobby, out there in chat? Thanks for coming out and joining us again, Bob. You the man. Yeah, we're just pretty much. I gotta commend Brian. He drove his ass off, as I like to say. And we could he
Thank
could
you.
have put us in a lot of bad situations tonight, but you know it's going to take smart decisions like he made tonight to get us to the promised land. Which
What's up,
I,
Robert?
I'm going to admit it right. Oh, what's up, Robert? Hi, what's up, guys? Yeah, thanks for coming out again. But you know we don't expect to make pro this year. We are 43rd in points. We can say that we're
Yeah, we
getting
did move
closer.
up
We're
from
moving up.
57th, 43rd.
Yeah,
But there's a couple guys, like there's one guy that won the top split race last week that finished 32nd this week, and he's like 66th in points. So that's one guy that's probably gonna get back over us. Uh, so I'm sure there's a couple guys like that, but at Texas we finished third, and then this week we finished fourth, which I think was kind of a bad judgment by iRacing, but it is what it is. He had maybe like 2 inches on us the second before the yellow came out,
yeah, and it was a split
but
second, guys. So it
we
was
were
like
there,
it was so close.
and we were in front of him the whole race too. Like
Yeah,
he couldn't pass us,
yeah.
and but it was just that restart kind of got us a little bit, and it took me a lap to realize. I wasn't even paying attention, and I saw him try to pass me. I was like, "What's this guy doing?" And then I read the thing. It's like, "Oh, I gotta let him by," and then I was
Yeah.
doubly disappointed.
You know, the thing that was, we just gotta be happy with what we got tonight. I mean, we had a 4X because a light tap
How did that
from another
happen? I forgot.
car on the inside of somebody wrecked somebody inside of us. We luckily got out of that,
Oh, yeah.
and
Somebody tried to dive bomb the guy
inside of us, yeah,
on our inside, and got into him, and I guess it just kind of shot his truck up into us.
and just tapped the rear end a little bit. But
Gave us
we,
a 4X, and it was a nasty crunch. I'm surprised it didn't have any
yeah,
damage.
we probably got the worst weather we could have got. I mean, we
Oh
prepared.
yeah, there was
We
that
were
too.
prepared for cold. It was cold, really cold, mostly cloudy out there. We were prepared for it, but that was like the last. That was we prepared for that pretty much before we prepared for the heat because that's what our sessions that we put up were producing was cold temps. And we thought this whole time it was gonna be 90, 5, 92, drop down to 80s. This whole race it never got above about 88, I believe, and it was very little time with that.
It
So
didn't even feel that hot.
no, and it sucks because like I don't feel like our set was built for that. I think it was a little hotter. We could have used what we worked the most time on. I would have been a lot happier with that.
Yeah,
Especially qualifying
you
wise.
never
You never know.
expect.
Yeah, it's always something different. It's hard with these things that the dynamic weather, but I'm
I
enjoying it. Like
really,
it
I
made
really
me
wish for
put my brain
some.
to use there at the beginning of that race. Brian could probably tell you I was scrambling to try to figure out something, and I think I got it close. So man, it was that's probably my biggest worry when we go into these things. I'm like, oh god, weather.
Yeah, I mean, as as the driver, it really doesn't phase me all that much because really all it means is okay, when it gets colder, it's gonna have more grip, but it's gonna be tighter. If it gets hotter, it's gonna have less grip and it's gonna be a little slidey.
Yeah,
Uh, Depending on how you have the setup worked out, you know, ideally you want something right in the middle, which
yeah.
I think we tried to get
That's
best
kind of
we
what I
could.
did. Yeah,
Get in the middle, but
compromise.
with a bit of a lean towards the cooler side since it was mostly cloudy, but
Robert
not
says we
partly
suck.
cloudy.
Well,
Yeah, I did
we
kind of. I
we
felt like that sometimes tonight,
no
but
Brian. Okay, Brian did great tonight because he took every bit. Like I tried to relate to him what I could, and most of the time when I related to him, you changed it up and you found it a little more and a little more every time. Like we could have had a long run there with 30 laps to go. Man, I really think we could have won the race, but it's just one of them
just
things
kind of
again.
sucks. Like on
I mean,
those restarts, I couldn't really tell how
the 13
close or
was doing a
far
good job of
away.
changing it up too.
Oh, yes, every restart was different,
Yeah, that's what you got to
but
do when
you
you're a
do
leader.
get a big amount of time to play with the field between when the pace car goes in and when you get to the front stretch
Yeah,
at Martinsville. Like it's almost like a good third of the lap where that leader can pretty much go whenever he wants.
definitely. And it, it's funny from the crew chief side. I don't tell Brian every change I make because I feel like it's placebo
What?
sometimes. Yeah,
What?
you did not know I made a lot of changes tonight. um, so I made
No,
it.
I know you mess
You
with it more than you tell me.
yeah. I don't want to tell you too much because it's gonna play with your
Exactly.
head. I want you to go out there and tell me how it feels, and then I make adjustments and kind of do a little bit here in the dark. I tell you half of what I do. That's the goal. Uh, you probably didn't
Sometimes
know.
I'm afraid to ask.
Yeah, you probably didn't know at the end of the race there when we were probably at our best. I took every bit of wedge we put in the truck out. Took out.
What?
Yeah, we took out the tire pressure.
What?
Yeah. Um, bumped the tape up to
You
50.
took all of that out?
Oh yeah, took it all out. Yeah, I think it
Oh
made
my
it better.
gosh.
I think it made
I
us better.
thought, oh yeah.
Yeah, you were struggling
I
through the
thought you
center.
just did a
I,
couple
I
little
I knew you
things.
needed a little something, but I didn't want to tell you, and so you would like react to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I wanted you
I
to think
would,
I'm
yeah.
still gonna be stable, but maybe I'll have a little more turn. But
I would have drove it like it was a loose
yeah,
car.
yeah. and
Oh,
that's
dude,
kind of the thing. That's my job.
you
Is
should
not really
write
to.
crew chief book, driver psychology.
Yeah, well, from being a driver myself, I guess you could say, I think I'm all right. I know what affects your brain, and like those little things can affect us.
That's
That's no
true.
doubt, and you never know when you're like, man, I just made this change. Is it gonna be too much? And that's my job to sit there and watch and see if it's too much. And then you relay to me like, man, it just did something different. I'm like, well, I know why. um, but it's just something that I always because when you're driving, there's a lot going on, man. You're thinking a lot. You're trying to figure out ways to get faster. But I'm also trying to slide in little things to give you more confidence. Like, okay, you got that. Do this, do that, and big thing I wish I remembered it early in the race. I think that brake bias change helped us a lot. Um, I looked at the setup and I was like, oh man, we're running 64%. That is too much. And I was like, maybe back it down a little bit. We went to the rear of the brake bias, and I think it came alive. Like
Yeah, usually like like the Racing Freaks races, I'll usually put it down to
the 60s.
62.
Yeah,
Sometimes,
lower.
depending on the weather, yeah, I'll start it out at 60 in the setup. So like
And
going
move it
into the
back.
race is going to be 60. Then
Move it forward.
usually I'll just keep moving it back.
Yeah, it's that's definitely
But I
something.
forgot to do that tonight. For
Well, you were focusing on
I
driving.
guess I was driving too hard.
These are intense races. These races mean a lot to us. We work our butt off for these races, and
That's true. I mean,
when
how many hours you? Well, you put in more hours than I do. So
well,
how
you
many
put in more driving
hours?
hours. I put in a few driving hours. I like to at least see, if what you're saying is true. Like you can say something, but then I want to be like, okay, let me go feel how
Yeah,
that feels
I
because
do.
I don't want him to be driving it wrong, and then I can be like, well, man, it feels great to me, and maybe we can work on our driving styles together, that way. But I feel pretty
Texas, I
similar.
wasn't so bad about that,
No, Texas, you gave me great
but
feedback. You gave me great feedback this week.
Martinsville, I was. I don't know. I felt like I was going insane sometimes
Well, Martinsville, you also got to think that is the most driver dictated
because
track of all of them.
I was confused as to whether it was the change that you made or whether it's because I'm not doing something right or I'm doing just something different.
Yeah,
And so I'm constantly wondering, well, do I tell you that the truck feels like this or do I just try something different?
yeah, that's a lot of time. I mean, if you think about it, Martinsville's going to be the track where that's the most. You know, I would say it's the most driver of any track we're going to get to go to all season, other than maybe the road course. That will be another place that
I'm really excited for that
I'm
one.
excited for that too because my background is more on the setup building side to the road course stuff, and now I think we've been good these 2 weeks. I'm really excited for Atlanta, and we're gonna go there and kick some ass because I told you that after the race. You were down a little bit because we finished fourth instead of
Well, it's
finishing
because
where we
I
should
was,
have. But
well,
I
it's
mean,
not even that. It's like,
that race was
well, I mean, it
terrible.
is that because because the last 20 laps were just, it was a caution fest. And like, I would restart third, all of those restarts. And so I'm right behind the leader. And it's like, man, if I just get 3 green flag laps
Yep.
before, I know I can keep it underneath second place up there, and that I can just give first place a little bump bump, and then be about my way. But we never got those 3 4 laps.
Yeah, we never got that chance, unfortunately, tonight. It
But
was
I did
Martinsville.
screw it up earlier when I did have the chance. So
Yeah.
there is
I mean,
that.
but we
But
got better. We got
you
better through the
learn through the
race.
race
Yeah. And I think we're still a
because
little off on
you
setup.
can't practice every single
We're
situation.
still a little bit off on setup. I think we're better at Texas than we're at Martinsville. I don't know.
I
It's
think
hard to
so
tell.
too.
Um,
I feel like because we started out doing open setup stuff at Atlanta
yep.
in the C Open,
And only about
and then we
4 weeks ago. Oh no,
maybe
hold on.
5
About
or
5.
6,
Yeah, yeah.
and then we went from Atlanta to what was next. It was another mile and a half, wasn't it?
Um, that's a good question, Brian. Um,
But and then like
Auto
it
Club.
was Auto Club,
Yep.
and like we did. I feel like we did really good at Auto Club,
We gained on it a
and
lot throughout the
so
week.
We did, even though we didn't have that system that we have set up in place, or you
Oh
have set
yeah,
up in place
it's
now.
different now.
That system is great.
Yeah, if you guys could
Zach's
see,
notebook, his digital notebook
it's growing.
is
I'm
fire.
getting more information, and it's a lot of nights spent up, late at
It's
night.
better than your nephew's mixtape.
Yeah, well, the thing is,
How
like,
much fire it is.
it's that lit stuff, fam.
Yeah, it's
Um,
lit.
it's just I enjoy it. I ain't gonna lie. I spend a lot of nights up late at night working on these notebooks and notes about this stuff, and the only one way you're gonna figure it out is if you put your time into it. And I mean, I am, and being also you could say admin of a league. Well, yeah, I don't know why you could say I am an admin at
Yeah,
Racing Freaks.
I was wondering why you worded it like
I
that.
don't know. I'm my brain is all over the place. I'm still thinking. I'm thinking about Atlanta already. That's how it tells you how much my brain is focused on this stuff. But being an admin, we do a lot of stuff at Racing Freaks. Me, you, Bobby, and Robert, and a lot of stuff that goes into that. And doing also the Road to Pro stuff is like they're both very time consuming. I wouldn't say Race Freaks is the most time consuming, but Road to Pro has become very time consuming for me, and it's just a lot of time spent on iRacing in general. And
Yeah. And
I hope
for
I don't
me
burn
it's
out,
one
but I
of
don't think I will.
yeah, that's what like for me that's what I'm worried about cuz I feel like I could definitely test a lot more. But I don't want to reach that point to where I test so much that I don't like it anymore.
Yep. No, it's
So
exactly right.
I'm trying to keep that balance, and right now I think it's working.
I believe so too, man. It's the big thing for us right now, guys. Is we know we have the speed. We just have to build that I rating up, get higher splits,
Yeah.
and rack them points up. I mean, when I came into this deal, to be truthfully honest, if we finish top 50 in points this season, I'll be tickled. I mean, it, it's a tough thing, man, and if
I
we can
think
build on it this season, coming into
think we can
next
get
year,
top 30.
I really think we can too, Brian. I think
I'm
we can be
feeling good
close,
about it.
and if we can build on it, that's really what I'm gonna do. I want to build on it so next year when it comes back around, I maybe can take a shot at driving too because I already know the setup stuff. I ain't got to worry about
Unless it
learning.
completely changes.
Huh? What'd you say? My bad.
Unless it completely changes.
Yeah, I mean it could completely change. Tire model could come. Never know. But
I really hope so.
yeah, tonight was frustrating with the tire
That
fall
no
off.
bidding stuff
Yeah,
just
I mean that was due to the
ugh,
weather mostly.
yeah.
But still, it was frustrating.
That tire wasn't stressed enough.
Yeah, and I think that's where we were in a strong suit is like in the hot we didn't fall off much either. So
I think we fell off what, like
5 tenths, half a
five
second,
tenths at most.
over 40,
And
50 laps. So
there were other guys in a couple practices that we did, like
oh,
their
way
fall off
more.
was uh
They're
god like
burning the
seven,
right rear
8
off.
tenths.
Yeah, we're I'm more on the conservative side. I want the setup to be good, but I don't want Brian out there. You know, man, this thing's a rocket ship, or man, this thing's junk. you know, it's you gotta pick a middle ground, and that's what we're doing.
See, and
And
that's good because it makes me not have to drive so hard.
yeah, I don't want you out there hanging on for dear life.
I don't have to drive a
Now,
crazy loose truck.
Atlanta, we might have to hang on for dear life, but
Yeah.
you're pretty good,
I'm looking
Atlanta.
forward to that though.
Yeah,
It's a different loose
I
than the
think
truck normally is.
I wish I could get like I don't know, Atlanta. We went there last. That was like one of the first weeks you said, remember? But
Yeah, I
we
barely even
struggled
remember it.
kind of. I ran a race there and I kind of struggled. I mean, I finished second to I think Nat Miller, which is a top split guy, but he blew the doors off the whole race. And so I think we struggled there overall, but I think we can build on what we had at Texas maybe and carry that to there, and we could possibly have a pretty good truck. I mean, this stuff is a lot of hard work, and that's what we're going to do. And every race this motivates us more when we do good. I think the fourth
Yeah, I
place
mean
finish
we
tonight.
have two
That,
top fives and two starts.
yeah, tonight I think proves it more than anything is you're frustrated. You want more. You didn't want to finish fourth. You wanted to win that race. I mean, and that's the only way we're gonna get better. So
Because well, in the yeah, because man, when you're that close, and that's the difference. Because the winner of that race got 243 points, we got 215. So the difference there was enough to where it would be worth it to
yeah,
get a little aggressive on that.
it's unfortunate too. We were the one truck, but
But yeah, that's man.
we almost made the next
So if
split
we were
above
in the split up and finished
that
where we,
position. We'd probably have 30 more
oh,
points. So
I
it's
don't even
just
add
one
the
of
I
things,
rating
man.
too.
Yeah, and game more eye rating is, but we're gonna work on that. We got Texas open this week. We know we have a rocket ship at Texas, so we're
Yeah,
going to
it's really good.
exploit that setup there and gain some eye rating this week. So
You can tweak on it a little bit more.
yeah, definitely, and that's what
Just
we can
little
do.
tweaks.
And I think I'm gonna carry most of that to Atlanta. What we had at base. I hope it works. I mean, we'll see. I'll try the old Atlanta base compared to it and build it from there. And I know I got a few more people that I can actually that have been contacting me like wanting to run laps, on open set and stuff. So I can get a little more data maybe. It is having one driver as Brian is a driver. And I drive a little bit, you know, but I mostly focus on the crew chief side of stuff right now. Having another driver out there, getting a second opinion on everything, I think could be helpful for us.
I'm
Um,
not good enough for you.
no, you're plenty good, but there's a hey, hey, there's a reason why you're driving my trucks,
Hey,
okay?
I can't give you 30 laps of data in 10 laps of time.
Exactly. It's really one of the things where we'll just have to build off this. I mean, we're building. I'm pretty happy. I ain't gonna lie to you, dude. Like fourth tonight, as long as we didn't
57th,
get wrecked.
third.
It could have been a miserable race, pretty much. But it was miserable not being able to go for the win
We,
like we could have.
we had to dodge a bunch of cars that wouldn't move after they got wrecked.
Yeah, we thought our
They
league
would be
race was bad.
wrecked.
We thought our league
They
race
would
was bad.
they would wreck, and you would they would be stopped, and you would pass them, and then you would catch the pace car, and then you go around to where they were the last lap, and they'd still be sitting there. You're like, but it's been easily
A
almost
minute.
30 seconds,
Yeah, almost.
and you're still here. I mean, what are you doing?
Definitely, man. It's
And there were people running into people under caution, and
yeah,
early
there
in
was
the
some
race, the radios were
pretty good.
very active.
I bet I can only imagine. I had that stuff turned off. It distracts me, so turn all that
But
off when I'm
luckily,
crew
like
chiefing.
even though they kind of oh my god, drove,
Roll.
drove.
He drunk,
Uh,
y'all.
no, but what was I even saying?
I don't know. I can't.
Uh,
It's something about
you got me.
cautions or the way people drove. I mean, it was aggressive
Yeah,
out there, but I mean, we got to be happy. We'll chalk it up as a W on Team Cat 5 here. Um,
it's not a W though. I,
we'll take it as a victory though,
there's
man. You
not
got
that one.
yeah, I know, but
The only one was on the truck.
yeah, well, you gotta take it as a W in my opinion because anything could happen. We could have gotten that wreck with them guys on the inside of us, and we could have been 28th. We came out with a clean truck, some more knowledge on
It
what we
was
could have
very
done,
clean actually.
and we only got Bristol really left. That's a real short track, I'd say. So
I think we could do really good there though,
yeah, I'll teach you some stuff about how to long
especially
run there, boy.
after I haven't done a lot of Bristol laps, but doing the snowball derby, I feel like that is gonna help me at Bristol
Yeah, it can. It definitely can. So
because they're kind of similar-ish.
definitely. Well, we went on for 25 minutes
Yeah, that was
about
good.
a race. So sorry everybody for going on and on about Road to Pro, but we're
Let's get
excited
back to
as you can
reality.
tell. Now we'll get to our focus of most of our podcasts. See,
It
every other
does say
Tuesday,
episode number 6 dash Texas, so I think we should
yeah,
let's talk about
we can
Texas.
talk about a little bit about Texas here. Well, first thing I think we can really talk about is the qualifying changes they
Kyle
brought.
Busch.
Remember? Well,
No,
we'll say
wait,
Kyle Busch later.
no. No,
Um,
this is just because like the past 3 weeks. That's the story.
well, you know,
It was supposed to be funny, but you didn't
no,
get
I'm
it.
sorry. I was reading chat. I didn't even hear you. I got, my headphones broke, so I got earbuds, and they're not as good
Oh
for
yeah, that's right. I
hearing.
forgot.
So sometimes I mistake what you're saying. I don't want.
Ain't good for hearing.
I
You
don't
need
want
to
to
get
laugh
it.
if it ain't funny. I don't know. But so
I
first
ain't just
off,
gonna laugh every time I say something.
that's true. Um, but so first off, at Texas, we had a qualifying change where you know, I don't think it helped.
Dude.
For it could have helped if they gave penalties actually, but
Yep.
NASCAR was a little too lenient in my opinion.
But
But
that did not go as planned. I don't think.
yeah, and a lot of NASCAR is blaming on the drivers, but they're competitors, man. Nobody wants to be the first
Exactly.
car in the draft.
Every little competitive advantage you can find is like that is your job. Is your number one job is to be as competitive as you can be, and so you can't blame the drivers for doing their job.
Definitely, I completely agree. And I mean, we had Jimmy Johnson on the pole. He was actually fastest in like every practice, in almost
It's
every
quick,
category. And so congrats,
and he got
Jimmy,
the Hendrick
on
bug.
the pole. And we had a Hendrick 1 2 3 at that, and Alex Bowman parked in the wall. So congrats, Bowman. Way to really show out there. But Hendrick definitely showed speed this weekend at Texas, so I know we're happy
Why
about
do you
that.
think that is, Zach?
Okay,
I
well,
know why
that's
because you
actually a good
told me the
example.
other day.
Yeah, yeah. So me and
But
Brian were talking about this. He's like, man, how they just go, go from these last few races to just
where they're completely awful.
yeah. And how I explained it to him is, we go on a West Coast swing in NASCAR. When they ship out, it's called logistics mostly. When they ship out these cars, a lot of the cars that are getting shipped out to Phoenix, Las Vegas, Auto Club, there are already cars that have been made before those tracks even come up, like before the season starts, and you don't really get to work on those cars because they're already shipped out. So you kind of got what you got when you got to the West Coast, and that's why I think we saw
Uh,
Penske and Joe Gibbs dominate.
all of
Which
those cars are built from data that you've
Yep,
gathered during the off season and from last year.
definitely
Whereas when you come back over east,
your
then
first new cars come at Martinsville,
yeah,
and then now Texas is the first mile and a half. I think Hendrick kind of hit on something. They got to work
a
on their
little bit.
traffic speed.
It's
Um,
that, and they're inconsistent too. Because
yeah,
at Martinsville, the 9 was quick and nobody else was.
at least
And
this week
then,
they showed 3 cars fast. So
well, in
Bowman was kind of
qualifying,
nowhere. Well, no, if you think about it, Jimmy Johnson finished fifth. Byron finished sixth. They all three led laps. I mean, Chase Elliott led laps. He took the lead from Kyle Busch,
yeah, but where did Chase finish?
13th. He did, but
Exactly.
also you got to remember that he did get caught under caution. And where did think about this? Okay, him and Logano were the two fastest cars at that one point in the run. They both pitted. Caution flies. Where did Logano finish? He finished a lap down. He won the first stage. That shows you how big traffic is. And you know, yeah,
You got me. Yep, you got me there.
I just I'm pointing out that just because I mean Logano also did have a brace failure on the front hood, so that probably didn't help.
Yeah, that was
That was interesting.
I really wanted to know what it was gonna do. I kind of wish NASCAR didn't tell them
To fix it,
they had to repair it.
yeah, because his hood would have popped up and be like, "Oh shit!"
Well, I don't think it would have popped
Nah, I
up
don't think
though,
so either because the pins were
because
still
it
in.
was squishing down.
Yeah, it was actually the brace right there behind the nose.
It was the brace. Yeah, it was the brace underneath that hood. That kind of
Definitely.
that's where that hood. That's where it keeps it popped up,
Yeah,
and
and
that
we
brace
s-
broke.
we seen that Brad Keselowski, because they got all the wins so far. Logano's got one, Brad's got two. He's like, well, now we can try things. We can go out there and attack the racetrack and really try to find, you know, lightweight parts that work. And I think we saw Brad snap an axle. I mean, maybe they were trying to
Oh
do
yeah,
axle, a lightweight axle that has a chance of breaking more. I mean, that just
it's
shows right
true. It
there.
is kind of a research and development game too.
Yeah, and I mean, when you get wins, you're in. So the rest of the year
Exactly.
is a test. and you
And
build for the
when you know
playoffs.
that you're that good starting
Exactly.
out,
Yeah, Penske's
you
been
know
strong
if
too.
what you've got this week didn't work, like that axle, okay, let's just go back to the drawing board and we'll just not try an axle again. We'll try
Right.
something different. So
Yeah.
they can always go back if they need to.
So let's just think about this. Denny Hamlin wins the Daytona 500. So Denny's got to win. That's Joe Gibbs. Go to Atlanta. Brad Keselowski wins. Penske's got to win. Go to Las Vegas. Joey Logano wins. So Penske now have two. We go to Phoenix, and we get the winner of Kyle Busch. So now he's got to win. That's two for Joe Gibbs, two for Penske. We go to Auto Club, where did Kyle Busch win Auto Club? Yeah, he did. Right?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
his 200th.
yeah, that's right. That was his 200th win, and so that's three wins
How
for Joe
could you ever
Gibbs,
forget?
two for Penske, um, right? Two for Kyle Busch, two in a row. Then we go to Martinsville, where Brad Keselowski wins. That's three for Penske, three for Joe Gibbs, and then this weekend, Danny Hamlin wins to get his second win of the season. So four wins for Joe Gibbs and three wins for Penske so far. And man,
Ding
those two
ding
teams
ding
are
ding.
on fire,
Round 7.
right? Like,
They just keep going at each other,
yeah,
dude.
it's interesting. You know, we
But
got
where's the
Bristol.
Chevys?
Well, Chevy's
Where they at
they
though?
making a gain. I think they made a gain this weekend at Texas. Especially Hendrick.
Kind of worries me, man,
Yeah.
because they didn't show really good speed at the beginning of last year. Not showing really good speed at the beginning of this year. Is this just gonna be a thing now?
Ah,
Or at the
I
beginning of the year, just don't pull bet
Chevrolet don't
on
invest
anybody
enough
that
money
drives a Chevy.
in NASCAR, in my opinion. They used to. GM's kind of backed out. I feel like on the teams a little bit with research and development, which they still do. But I think GM focuses a lot on their IMSA program. Le Mans program, and sports car, yeah, Corvette. Really, I think that's where their focus is right now. Um, 'cause they've dominated NASCAR
And
before,
selling cars.
yeah, and selling cars, yeah, right. Because
Yeah.
the yeah, um, I don't think that's their top priority NASCAR is anymore. I think
No.
Toyota and Ford.
Toyota puts a lot of money
Toyota's
into
top priority is
a
almost
lot.
NASCAR, in my opinion. Like they very much invest in their
But yeah,
racing.
because their Le Mans program,
It's amazing.
like, yeah, it's really good. So
They love racing. Toyota is a huge heritage in racing, so
they got that.
they
They
go
got
all in when they do it.
what else do they do?
All types. I mean, they used to be in Formula One, like
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
really
they
all
used
types of
to. I was
motorsports.
thinking,
What were you saying?
but nothing. I was
Oh, that
thinking
was what
that
you're
they used
thinking.
to be in
Oh,
F1.
okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. They used to be in F1, and they went to LMP1 and all kinds of different stuff, and now in NASCAR, and it's interesting. But those two teams of Penske and Joe Gibbs, man, I thought Stuart Haas has kind of actually been laid to the wayside a little bit, so that's
They've
kind of
been
interesting.
running really good though.
Yeah, they run
They
good, but
just
they
been
just ain't
behind
had a win yet, really.
a Joe
So
Gibbs car or a Penske car.
yeah,
They're always behind one of them.
definitely. And you know, so let's actually, I want to get back to Texas at least. I know we're talking about teams, of course, but it's kind of it is prevalent here because Texas we've seen some reemergence of Hendrick. I feel like a little bit. Uh,
Slightly.
you've seen Penske have problems with Brad Keselowski snapping an asshole. Damn.
He's
That's disgusting. But Penske snapping an axle, Brad Keselowski. You had also Joe Logano's brace failure, but more importantly, Ryan Blaney was leading the race with a green flag stop and blew up on pit road. Um,
man.
like Ryan Blaney can't catch a break, in my opinion. I love the guy. I think he's a great driver, and so he'll get him a win though. Penske's too good
Well,
for him not to get a win, soon.
sometimes you have enough money to build 2.5 engines. Somebody's got to get the half.
I think he got it. So he might need to get his podcast a glass case of emotion, pay for the rest of that engine. So We got to
Yeah,
talk about them about
give
that,
Penske some money so he can have competitive equipment like his teammates.
right? He's definitely got the driving skills. We know that with Blaney. I think he's a dark horse for championship this year, but that's going on to the end of the year.
Really
But
dark.
yeah,
Uh,
um,
that's that's kind of a long shot.
yeah, it definitely could be. But I
I
mean,
tell you what, somebody else who surprised me this season so far is Martin Truex Jr.
yeah, nowhere
Where's he, dude?
other than Auto
Everybody
Club
else at Joe
and
Gibbs.
like Atlanta, he really hadn't shown much speed, man.
He was a satellite team of Joe Gibbs last year, and the year he won the championship, it was great. And
I mean,
then this year, they're actually part of that team,
let let
and
let's think about this, okay? This new package. Who's this new package suiting? Kyle Busch, Joey Logano, Brad Keselowski. What do those guys do? They
drive
drive
aggressive as
lots of
fuck.
Xfinity races.
Oh,
They know momentum based racing. They are very good at momentum based racing. Guess who's struggling this year? Martin Truex Jr., Kyle Larson, Kevin Harvick, Jimmy Johnson. Guys that,
guys that can drive.
yeah, like have, that I think this package don't fit a lot of guys. I mean, Kyle Larson especially.
Oh my god,
I don't think this package
oh,
is fitting
I
him.
mean,
Kurt Busch is
Kurt Busch
destroying
is
him.
beating.
He's destroying him. And
Well, and Kurt Busch is doing
amazing.
kind of the
He's
best out of all the
he's leading
Chevys.
Chevy. Yeah, he definitely is. I mean,
He
Chase
has
Elliott, I
the
think, is a close
highest
second to him.
average finish
Yeah,
of a Chevy.
definitely. And it's really interesting. I think this package. I'm still on the fence about it, very much. It's like you know, Texas, this new track that they repaved it like this. I was never a big fan of the turn one thing they did. Um, but we're seeing it. I think we did see the best Texas race we've seen since they repaved it. I mean, that's not saying nothing crazy because
Yeah,
there's been some shitty Texas races since they replayed that place, and they cannot pass there before just because the new
I know
surface.
the first season was really bad.
Yeah, very bad.
Didn't they? Which mile and a half was it where they put that sticky stuff down?
They just that's actually they did it this weekend.
Oh,
Yeah. They did the tire
okay.
dragging
I must have
before
missed
that.
that.
Yeah. Nah, the outside line had a traction compound on it. I
Oh,
mean,
I
the outside
didn't
line
know
better.
that.
Yep, the second groove. So,
Didn't know they did that this year.
yep.
'Cause I knew they were gonna do it at Bristol.
Yeah, they
Obviously,
do
that's
the
the big
bottom at
one.
Bristol. Yeah, and that's where we're going this next weekend. So that's gonna be interesting. But I mean, if you'd had to rate the Texas race this weekend, what would you get 1 out of 10, Brian?
Still gotta stick with sevens.
Okay,
Oh,
I
last
agree.
week for me was a six. This week was a seven. I've kind of been sticking around. So I think Daytona I did a eight. 8.
Last week I was a
Still gotta go
7. I
back and
think.
add those up.
I think I was a 7 last week. I'm going a 6 this week. Um,
Ooh.
I would rate, but hold on, let me add this. If you were to ask me about the last 5 Texas races, I'd probably
Oh,
give you like a 3. So big
true.
improvement
The
there.
standards aren't high, I
Aren't high
guess.
standards here at Texas. Not everything is bigger in Texas, guys.
Yeah,
That is a
everything's
fact.
big except the standards.
Yeah, and
Ooh, that sounds. I hope you aren't from Texas.
I know, right? We love Texas, except for the barbecue. Come to North Carolina
Yeah,
where it's
it's
better.
not even barbecue. But
Not
anyway,
barbecue.
that's for a different podcast.
Yeah, right.
That's for our
We'll do our
food
cooking podcast
podcast.
here soon,
Yeah,
guys. Don't worry.
cooking.
I like macaroni. I don't know why I thought of macaroni, but I want some macaroni now.
Hey, I like mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is the shit. That's all I'm gonna say.
I like root beer floats.
It gives me that dirty air.
That's
You know what I'm saying?
oh no.
Oh yes. Well, if anybody else is in chat, give us y'all's rating for a race. 1 out of 10. Interested always in what y'all say. Um, but yeah, I mean Texas was interesting. Kyle Busch tried to go for the sweep. Tried to get 204 this weekend.
Yeah, dude, he keeps laying them on.
Yeah,
Fourth truck race in a row. Won.
and
Won the Xfinity this past weekend.
yep. and
It
he
was
looked like he
really
was on
fast on
course
Sunday.
to win that race.
Yeah, he was quick.
But got loose that one time, got loose again, and hit the wall, and there was a tire. So he tried. He was definitely
Yeah,
there.
how about Kyle Larson?
Kyle Larson blew an engine,
His
didn't he?
no, that was well, he blew a tire and hit the
Oh
wall,
yeah.
and then when he was on pit road, something under the hood. I think it was the rubber started burning,
Oh
but
yeah.
I think that hit may have made some gas or some oil leak, and it caught that on fire.
Damn. Yeah, he had a tough week.
I
Like I
mean, that
said, I
was
don't think
just
his
one of
package fits
those
him.
rare incidents
Right?
where it just went from bad to worse
Real
to
quick.
worst case scenario real
0 to
quick.
50 to 100 real quick. Yeah, that's tough for him. They're struggling. Kurt Busch looking good though. So they'll figure it out. I mean, we're going to Bristol this weekend. I'm sure Kyle Larson will be a threat there. So we'll see how that goes. But you know, this package, man, I'm still on the fence about it though, because you see Jimmy
Take away
Johnson.
2 inches off the spoiler.
I don't even think that, man.
Make it 6 inches,
I think
and
they
I
had to
think
add
it'll get a
about a
little
thousand
better.
more horsepower, but
I think you can leave the horsepower the same just as long as you get rid of the rear grip.
well, I I like that, but if we look at 2014, in my opinion, the best year of Gen 6 racing, they had the same exact spoiler. I really don't think
I
that
th-
that
mm,
spoiler's too big a deal. Um, I
the splitters are different too.
oh yeah, no, the overhangs are different and
So
all that stuff, but in the radiator pans and
if you
stuff
get
like
rid of
that.
those, if you get rid of those overhangs, I think it'd be better.
Well, they had an overhang in 2014 too, so
What
it was.
the
I don't know how the difference of
what
the
the
overhang. We'd
heck?
have to look into it, but there was an overhang with the splitter. Um,
Well, which year did they have more downforce?
2014. 2014 is when they broke all the track records, pretty much. They had 900 horsepower, 8-inch spoiler on the rear end, lots of downforce, lots of motor. And I'm sorry, but that was the best year of racing, in my opinion, at least.
So
I
you
mean,
think it's purely horsepower?
no, I think it's purely these guys have figured out that the way to get these cars side force working, and that was the second year of the Gen 6 car.
Oh, so the drivers are too smart.
Not the drivers, teams. I think the teams are too smart. Um,
Too smart for NASCAR.
yeah, they figured it out, man. And I don't know what NASCAR do. I think Gen 7 is really what they got to focus on now. And
Really, really. What was that one experimental car that they never released? The X3 or something?
yeah, yeah, X3,
It
the
was
one.
X something.
I like that car.
That was gonna be really, really good, and they should have went with it.
Yep,
They really should have.
I think that I think that could be a very
And
good.
it was done, but they just abandoned it after it was done.
Yeah, it was interesting. Let's just say that. I let me actually like NASCAR X3
It
car.
was,
Yeah, it was the
it was
X3. So if anybody out there needs, is listening, check out NASCAR X3 Gen 6 car. It was a prototype car that NASCAR was working on with the Gen 6, and it definitely had some interesting stuff. I think that would make the racing better today.
it was the
Like,
best of both worlds.
yeah, and
It was the best of the Gen 6 era and the best of like '03.
yep, and it's interesting. I think it's something that NASCAR needs to look into. I think the big thing with the next car, generation of cars, we got to get away from sealing these fucking cars off to the ground. We got to, because anytime you seal that front end off, all it's going to do is that car behind you can't seal off now because it doesn't have the aerodynamic force it needs to seal off. Which right
Yeah,
there,
that there's not enough air pushing
yeah,
down on it.
and it's literally ever since we got to the shit where these cars sit on the fucking ground. sorry my language because man, it's
He's
frustrating.
passionate about this one
Yeah, I really think
because
that's the
he's
huge
right.
thing. Um,
I mean,
it,
that makes perfect
you
sense.
look
I'm
at
no engineer.
go look at 1998 when they were driving around the track. That the damn front end wasn't sitting on the ground because they had ride height rules and there was rules against that. But now we can sit these damn cars right on the ground and try to make every bit of downforce possible. Well, of course you're gonna have aero issues when that comes into effect. So it's just one of the things that
But I
like,
think you could keep them that low,
yeah,
but
open it up,
make a car that not that sensitive, not that aero sensitive, with it still being that low. No,
yeah, I agree,
not quite as sealed off, but you can still have it low, but not. I mean, because back in like '98, those things were, gosh, they were running down the straights 3, 4 inches off the ground.
right?
They're just bobbling up and down. So I don't think they'll go back all the way back to that.
Yeah, It-
But
you gotta have a happy medium there. I mean, it's just something I think Gen 7 has got to address.
and they got to make the
So
car symmetrical too. That's my
yeah,
big thing.
yeah, the sides of the
Is that
cars are different.
you go to a car dealership and buy a car that ain't symmetrical?
You're gonna be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you're gonna be like, is something wrong with this?
Like, why is my right side
What?
different than my left side?
Like, it hasn't been in an accident because it looks clean, but like, why is it like that? Like, it doesn't make any sense. And what other motorsport is the vehicle not perfectly symmetrical? I
Sorry,
have no idea.
I let my dog in. He was going crazy. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
Name another vehicle that humans race that's not symmetrical.
I have no damn clue. I don't think there is one.
I can't
Uh,
think of one.
F1 cars are symmetrical. I can tell you that damn much.
Yeah, F1 cars, those Red Bull stunt planes, the I mean funny cars.
That's what we need
Man,
to do. We
everything's
just need to
symmetrical.
take off the tires. Let's turn the cars into planes. Fuck it.
Give them propellers
Propellers.
or jet engines.
Yeah.
They'll
Well,
strap a jet engine on
I
the
mean,
roof.
I think NASCAR has just got to focus on that Gen 7 car. That's my big thing. Make that thing right. Let's get back to some good racing, and we'll deal with what we got to deal with right now. But I'm still on the fence with this package still. But
Yeah, me too.
whatever. I mean,
Hey,
we can't do anything but watch it and critique it. But I hate critiquing it because I think NASCAR's trying. They're trying, but sometimes
well, I
trying
think they're
still
still
don't
trying to
get you.
get back on their feet
Yeah.
after the terrible leadership
Oh, Brian, great.
that
The great Brian France.
yeah, that guy was something
He's a
special.
joke. That's what he is. But
But you can see that now he's gone, that NASCAR is actually like they're
taking
at
a
least
huge
trying.
step. They've taken steps
They're
to go back to the
trying.
roots. Yeah. And I mean the schedule change after last week we talked about. We know we love that. Oh my god, my dog. Hold on, guys. Sorry. You keep going, Brian.
Yeah, well, I did kind of want to move on slightly onto a slightly different topic, but kind of going back to teams and Joe Gibbs Racing. Denny Hamlin got a speeding penalty
Yeah.
on lap 64,
And an
which
unsafe tire.
yeah has gotten a lot of attention,
He's great at speeding on pit
and
road.
he gets a lot. But here's the thing: so Joe Gibbs racing drivers in 2017 or 2018, Matt Kenseth has 7, Daniel Suarez 9 in the last 2 seasons, Hamlin incurred 12 over the last 3, and Kyle Busch uh, has 11 over the past 3.
Wow.
Uh, and as a whole, JGR has had speeding penalties 48 times
Wow.
if you go back to the beginning of the 2017 season. So, past 2 years
They pushed the
in
limit.
total, yeah, they're obviously that's part
Pushing
of their
every bit.
strategy
Yeah.
is to just really put it on that line on pit road and hope that you either got right up to that line or NASCAR isn't paying attention,
Right.
which is a
Yeah.
good strategy because then you learn how not to get bit.
Yep. Exactly. And yeah, that's one thing. I mean, Dan Hamlin just I think the reason why I get so shown on him is because it always happens when he's running good, and so I don't know if that's just like a him trying to get more out of it or not. But I think Joe Gibbs, like you said, is trying to get the most out of it. And my dog don't stop whining. I think we might have to call it a pound. Well,
Uh oh.
nobody take that serious. I'm joking. I love him. He's just being crazy. He whines to get in, and he's gonna whine to get out of my bedroom now.
Like him
So
too. He sounds like a good dog.
yeah, he's crazy too. But you know, Texas was an interesting weekend, Brian. I take goods and bads out of it, but I'm happy where we're going next weekend. Are you happy?
I'm still just kind of waiting for it. I don't know if I'm gonna be happy about it yet.
I'm excited for Bristol. Um, I love
I
Bristol.
haven't liked a Bristol race in so long.
Well, when's the last time you watched the Bristol race?
Like I watched a little bit of last year's.
What happened?
I mean, I don't remember.
Exactly.
I
He
don't
doesn't even
remember every
know.
single race I ever
Don't let him
watched.
tell you. Don't let. I can tell you.
Well, I'm not the NASCAR encyclopedia.
I know. I'm a photo. I got a memory like a monk. but,
It's crazy.
uh, but just look. Let's go into it this
Like
weekend.
1974, who won the championship?
Go y'all, bro.
I don't know. I was hoping you were sounding more confident. Let's look.
I was not confident at all.
74 NASCAR champ. Why is it so hard
I'll tell you right
to?
now. He won the championship in 1976, 77, and 78. Fuck, so he won it 3 years in a row.
Ah,
Yeah.
74.
Champion.
Final point. Oh, Richard Petty.
Oh, that
Kelly
makes sense.
Yarborough
That
was
kind of makes
second.
sense. Yeah, see,
He was second.
I know
Both
my
had 10
times.
wins.
Yeah, Carroll was the man. That was actually my dad's favorite driver back in the day. So I love me some kale, Yarborough.
Some kale.
Some kale. I ain't talking about the green stuff either. Okay, I don't like my vegetables. I like meat.
Well,
well,
I'm sure
well,
you do. I'm
you
sure
fucker.
you do.
Well, we go to Bristol next week. So, who you picking? Who you got? Who you got, Brian?
Man,
See, you picked Eric Jones. That was a good
and I
pick
was
at
close.
Texas. That was
I was
close.
close.
I picked Ryan Blaney, and he blew up leading race. So we
Yeah.
both were pretty
But,
close. What are you feeling for Bristol?
you know what? I like my sweets,
Kyle Busch.
but I like M&Ms the most sometimes.
He's damn good at Bristol if you're picking him.
So I gotta choose the 18. I think it's. I mean, that's just. I think you'd be stupid not to.
Well, he's got a triple header this weekend, I think, too. So he's swept Bristol twice before. I
Yep,
I think it's a damn good pick. I must say.
and he's
It,
on fire right
You
now.
didn't take my pick because I wasn't gonna pick him just because I
I
feel
know
like
I
that's kind
didn't.
of the obvious pick
I know.
right there. So I'm gonna go out on a limb. Kyle Larson is gonna rebound and win Bristol this weekend.
I guess we need to start doing our obvious picks and then our like underdogs.
We can do a dark horse if you want. I'm gonna still pick Kyle Larson as my favorite, but my dark horse, I'll go ahead and pick a dark horse since you picked first with your obvious. My dark
Yeah.
horse this weekend, Eric Jones. He's good at Bristol.
Thought you were gonna take mine.
Okay. What's yours?
Got to go with that number 9, Chase Elliott.
Yeah, that was literally the one on my tongue, but
I know it was. I could feel it. I was like,
I
he's
didn't
gonna
want
say
to pick him
Chase.
because I was like, that's kind of biased sack, but you know. I think he'll do great this weekend. Even if he doesn't get wrecked, he gets wrecked every Bristol race. So he's always got speed. So we'll see. I mean,
But I think they're definitely gonna have to get through Penske.
yeah, I think Penske will be good. Joey Logano is good at Bristol. So is Brad. I mean, Ryan Blaney, I'm sure he'll be good there too. So
Denny's good
Penske, Joe
there.
Gibbs, Denny's good there. Yeah, I mean Suarez is pretty good there. Harvick's shown times of being good. Boyer, really, there's a
Yeah,
bunch of guys. I mean Truex, he's never won a short track, but this weekend could be his weekend. That's actually crazy to think about. Martin Truex Jr.'s never won a short track. Damn.
yeah. Well, and he could have won one.
Yeah, oh yeah. We
He
watched
could,
that
and
one.
we were there.
We were
We were
there.
there,
John
and I was
Goner.
standing there the whole time. I was like, "Man, Truex, why are you racing him that hard, trying to pass him so soon?"
Yeah,
Like,
he
I
could have
knew it
one
was
there,
gonna happen. He should have
but
just sat back there and waited until the last lap. Last lap, boom, he's gone.
right.
He set himself up for failure on that one.
Yeah, I kind of agree. He passed him one
Puts
corner too
himself.
soon.
He clears him with like a lap and a half to go. It's like
Yeah.
he's too close.
Well, I'm excited for Bristol. I know you said you ain't that much, but I think you'll like it this weekend. We'll watch
I
it.
mean, the new package, it
We'll see
you
how it
know,
works there. I think Arrow, like you said, we were talking about
I
Arrow
think
there. I
it's
think
gonna be
Arrow will have an
quick.
issue, but I don't know. It'll be interesting.
If you're the leader, it'll be clean air. It'll be really quick.
Yeah, I think they might
But
break a track record this weekend. I don't know.
oh
We'll
yeah,
see.
qualifying is gonna be insane.
Yeah, because we ain't got to worry about draft either. So
Yeah, I
you're
think
gonna want clean air for that lap. So
I hope draft hurts you,
it
man.
does. Yeah,
If
air.
if
Well, you ain't got air ducts first of all. That's the biggest thing. Reason why, but
I don't
it
know, that suck up might be big enough.
no,
You could do the whole leapfrog thing, like
no,
in the corners.
no.
You don't think that'd be fast?
Nah, Bristol, you're gonna want a clean track ahead of you at least. It's gonna be tough though to have a clean track because you got 30 cars going out there on a mile and or a half mile and trying to get a lap in at 2 minutes ago. So
It'll look like a normal qualifying
yeah, so
without them having to go to single car. I
right,
heard or I read that NASCAR is actually
considering it,
considering single car now.
yeah,
It's like, well, last week you guys said you didn't even want to think about that.
I have an issue with like
Like they're
I heard a lot of
constantly
people
going back.
say, well, I don't want to go back because it's boring. Well, it ain't qualifying ain't about entertainment in my opinion. I like I
No,
like group qualifying. I think it's better, but I don't think qualifying is about entertainment. I think qualifying should be about putting the fastest cars in a certain lineup, and that's the way
yeah,
I think
like
it should be. So
motorsport isn't known for single car qualifying. That's
yeah,
not what you think about when you hear motorsports. When you think about motorsports, you think about races, winning,
yep,
not that. So, uh, but and if you want qualifying to be entertaining, then take a day off and go for the weekend. Go to qualifying, get yourself a pit pass, and go down there and see
yeah,
what it's like down there on pit road, in the garage while it's going on. Tell me if it's boring then.
definitely, definitely there, Brian. Well, I think that pretty much sums up the podcast for tonight, huh?
I think so. I think we were kind of scatterbrained. We
Yeah,
were everywhere.
we had a long race. Um,
Yeah, that race did kind of wear me out a little bit.
it gave us a lot to talk about, though.
It
At
does.
least, and that's what's important. We're doing good, and we'll be on to next week where we won't be scatterbrained, where you can catch us live every Tuesday at 11 p.m. Eastern, and next week we may
Late
have a
night.
guest. I'm not sure. This week we didn't have a guest because personally we had some stuff going,
We were anticipating some.
issues in the chat, and luckily we didn't run into that. I was kind of hoping we would at
Eh,
some point, but you know, I appreciate everybody coming out and listening though tonight
definitely.
and watching along with us. But first off, we gotta send a shout out to the Freaky Fast broadcast. He's out there in the chat. That's Robert A.
Yes,
Moyer
sir.
Jr. And you can catch us, me and Brian included, on Thursday nights at 9 at the Nora, and Sunday night at 9 at the Earl. And also Freaky
Both really
Fast.
good leagues.
Yeah, very good leagues in iRacing. Put on great shows. You can listen to me and Brian blabbermouth some more.
Yeah, talk about things that we don't really know much about.
Yeah, right. We're trying to act like we do, and you know,
Yeah, I think we do a good job.
also you can check them out on Saturday nights at 9. They'll be at Bristol for regular season finale of Racing Freaks. I won't
You're
be there
skipping out.
participating. Yeah, I'm
You're,
going to a concert this
yeah,
weekend.
skipper, you cheater.
Yeah, well, I luckily I think I locked myself in. I got about a
You're
60 point
even gonna
advantage.
you're gonna be up my way. You ain't even gonna see me.
I will. I maybe. You never know.
You ain't gonna have time.
You got to
You ain't
come
gonna
over after the
have
race
time.
to Chris's house.
Oh, that's late.
I know, yeah. But yeah, everybody, thank you for tuning in. Again, you can check us out on our platforms at Dirty Air, here on our YouTube page. The Dirty Air Podcast on Facebook is our Facebook page where you can catch all updates. You can also catch us, like I said, on Freaking Fast Broadcast at Thursday nights at 9 and Sunday nights at 9. So check that stuff out, guys. And everybody have a great night. And peace out.
Laters.